Hey y'all, it's Amanda, and today's project's going to be pretty fun. I'm very excited. I've had this bucket system since COVID, or maybe not COVID, maybe 4 or 5 years, and I've grown a lot of peppers in here. I've attempted tomatoes, they don't do as well in these buckets, but peppers do beautifully. But truthfully, I'm tired of looking at it. I don't love it. The buckets are starting to fall apart, and the wood structures is still in really good shape. So I'm actually passing this on to a neighbor friend, and I'm going to be installing a new bed in this location. Now, up against this fence right here, it does get west facing sun, which is awesome for peppers, but I am going to give tomatoes a try in this first. I don't always do great with tomatoes here in the North Texas area because we have such a short spring, but I'm going to give it a try. I grew them from seed, so it didn't cost me a lot of money to grow them, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to go start by removing the structure, and then we're going to be installing a metal bed here, raised bed, and we're going to be backfilling it with stuff I already have, and I'm really excited to see the end result. Now, as I'm cleaning up this area, I had a structure here that supported a lot of old containers and pots and such, and I come across an armadillo den, which makes so much sense. I wanted to show you all up close so you can see what it looks like. You can see pretty far down deep in the hole. I could have put my whole arm up to my elbow down into that hole. There was tons of backfilled dirt that had been moved to allow space for the armadillo. I struggle with armadillos in my garden. I don't deal with rabbits and such, but armadillos, they just wreck the garden. They don't eat the stuff. They're really searching for grubs and such underneath the soil, but they rip up everything in their wake. So I'm backfilling this area right here. Now, armadillos typically have multiple dens. Up to 5 to 7 different dens in different places, and they're all for different purposes and such. So it's not like this armadillo has no other home to go to. Pretty sure he has another den directly in my own garden, and so I will be dealing with him later. But I'm really excited to get that filled up and then to maneuver some other this raised bed over that area. Armadillos are the bane of my existence, so I'll be thrilled if he will go somewhere else to make his home. Now, I bought one of those cheap metal beds off of Amazon. I got it in a sage green color to match the one that I have in my shade garden. This guy is about 8 feet long, 2 feet wide, 2 feet high, and it didn't take me too long to put it together. Now I can hear you all saying directly through the internet that it's not level. Yeah, you're totally right. It's not level, but I'm okay with that, y'all. It's pretty close, and my whole backyard is on a slope, so that totally works for me. The soil will even itself out. And here you can see me basically using all the old potting soil from the buckets and from older containers and such. And I'll put all this in along with a lot of debris, and then I will top all of it with compost before we start planting. Now I've got some old branches from trimming my willow tree several years ago, and I've kind of just kept them laying around, and so I thought I'd create a pretty structure that hopefully I can tie these tomatoes up with. If it doesn't work out, I can always change back to those metal tomato cages, but I thought this might be prettier and more interesting. Now I am putting back in the drip lines that ran to the buckets. They were specifically put together for the buckets. So these aren't a perfect fit, but I'm not willing to cut these out and start with all new fresh materials for these drip lines when these will work perfectly well. It's fine. They just don't go to the exact spot. And then the types of tomatoes I'm going to be planting are super sweet and honeycomb hybrid, both of which are indeterminate, and they are kind of more vining cherry type tomatoes. I'm also using a technique where I'm removing the lower leaves and I'm planting the tomato, all its roots and most of its stem, horizontally underground to allow for as much root structure as possible so that it can get as much water as possible. So you can just see me lay it in there, lay as much of the stem as I can, and then backfill it with the soil. I'm really hoping that this will give me better root structure to help survive the hotter temps. Super Sweet 100 is a prolific cherry tomato producing long strands of bright red, very sweet fruit. Plants are indeterminate and can reach 5 to 6 feet tall with continual harvest all season in full sun. Great for salads, snacking, and containers when given stakes or trellis support. Honeycomb hybrid tomatoes are an indeterminate cherry tomato with clusters of sweet golden orange fruits. They grow vigorously on vines that reach 4 to 6 feet tall and thrive in full sun with rich, well-draining soil. Known for excellent flavor and high yields throughout the season, support with cages and stakes. Okay, I felt good about this. I'm watering everything in really well, and of course they're set up to drip. They will be watered every couple of days, but very pleased with how this looks. I like it much better than the bucket setup, and I'm hoping that this deeper area will be better for the tomatoes with more room to expand their roots and better drainage. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.